How I learned English in 3 months. My story begins here. Hello, my friends. My name is Ayan. I'm 24 years old, and just a few months ago I could barely hold a conversation in English. I knew a few words. I could introduce myself. But every time I tried to speak, my mind went blank. My sentences broke. My confidence dropped. And my dream of becoming a fluent English speaker felt far away. But I had a decision to make. Keep feeling stuck, or give it everything I had for 3 months. I chose the second option, and it changed my life. Now, just 3 months later, I can speak confidently with native speakers, express my ideas clearly in conversations, watch English content without subtitles, write emails, journal, and even teach others. In this guide, I'm going to share exactly what I did, how I stayed motivated, and the techniques that helped me turn frustration into fluency. This isn't theory, this is real, and if I can do it, you absolutely can too. Why I decided to learn English. Before I dive into techniques, I want to be honest about my why. I didn't start learning English just because I had to. I had real reasons, emotional reasons. I wanted freedom, to travel, meet new people, and feel confident anywhere in the world. I wanted opportunity. Every great job I saw said, must speak English. I didn't want to miss out anymore. I wanted growth. English isn't just a language. It's a key to learning from global books, videos, courses, and mentors. I wanted to express myself. I had thoughts, opinions, and ideas, but I was silent. I wanted my voice back, so I made a decision. For the next 90 days, I will learn with energy, emotion, and full focus. No excuses. What I did. The techniques that changed everything. Let's break it down. These are not magic tricks. They are simple, powerful strategies that work if you use them consistently. 1. I created an English-only world. Your environment is your teacher. I surrounded myself with English, everywhere. My phone and laptop were 100% in English. I listened to English music, even while doing chores. I followed English creators on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. I watched at least one English video every day, with subtitles at first, then without. Why it worked. I stopped depending on translation. English became natural, like background music. Slowly, my brain started to think in English without trying. 2. I spoke out loud, every single day. You don't learn to swim by reading about swimming. I knew fluency meant speaking, so I made it my daily habit. I talked to myself in the mirror. What am I doing today? How do I feel right now? I recorded voice notes every morning, even just for 2 minutes. I joined language exchange apps like HelloTalk and Tandem and messaged real people. I joined online speaking clubs and group calls on weekends. Why it worked. At first I was scared, but with each sentence I felt braver. Speaking rewired my brain. My tongue, lips, and brain learned to move in English automatically. 3. I focused on phrases, not individual words. Words are lonely. Phrases are powerful. Instead of memorizing random vocabulary, I learned phrases I could actually use, to be honest. That's a tough question, let me think. I'm really into music, movies, sports lately. I kept a small notebook of golden phrases, and every week I challenged myself to use them in real conversations. Why it worked. Phrases helped me sound fluent and natural, fast. I didn't need to build every sentence from scratch. My brain had shortcuts. 4. I practiced shadowing, like an actor. Imitate before you innovate. Shadowing equals listening to a native speaker and repeating immediately after them. I used clips from TED Talks, movies, interviews, or YouTubers. Step by step, play one sentence. Pause. Repeat it with the same emotion, speed, and rhythm. Do it again until it felt smooth. Why it worked. Shadowing trained my mouth to move like a native. It improved my pronunciation, speed, and flow more than anything else. 5. I thought in English, even when alone. Stop translating, start thinking. I trained my brain by using English inside my head. I'm making tea. I have to reply to that email. I feel tired today, but I'll keep going. Simple, real-life thoughts, in English. Why it worked. Thinking in English made me faster, smoother, and more confident. I didn't translate anymore. I just spoke. 6. I used time-buying phrases to sound fluent. Fluency is about flow, not speed. I didn't rush to answer questions. I used real expressions to give myself thinking time. That's a really interesting question. Let me think for a moment. Well, I guess I'd say, why it worked. These phrases kept the conversation moving while I prepared my next sentence. Native speakers do this all the time, and now I do too. 7. I told my own stories. When you care, you remember. I practiced talking about me, my life, my family, my experiences. The funniest thing happened to me last week. Let me tell you about my favorite meal. One of the best days of my life was why it worked. Stories connect emotions and vocabulary. I remembered the words because they were tied to my life. 8. I set weekly goals, not just big dreams. A goal without a plan is just a wish. Every Sunday I set 3 goals like learn and use 10 new phrases, speak for 5 minutes non-stop, record a 1-minute video sharing my thoughts. Why it worked. Small goals gave me daily wins. They kept me motivated. I could see progress, and that pushed me forward. 9. I reflected, reviewed, and celebrated. Progress creates passion. Every Friday, I did 3 things. Watched my first speaking video from day 1 to see growth. Reviewed my notebook and celebrated every new phrase, wrote about my favorite English moment that week. Why it worked. Instead of focusing on mistakes, I focused on success. I felt proud, not pressured. 3 months later. This is what happened. In just 90 days, I had real conversations with confidence. I started thinking in English. Without trying, I stopped feeling nervous when speaking. I actually started loving English. I didn't become perfect. I became fluent enough to connect, express, and grow. And that's more than enough. Final words to you. Your journey starts now. Friend, I want you to hear this clearly. You don't need 3 years. You don't need perfect grammar. You don't need to wait until you feel ready. You just need a reason, a plan, and the courage to start speak every day. Learn what matters to you. Use emotion, repetition, and connection, and celebrate every small step. Fluency is not some distant dream. It's a daily decision. If I could do it in 3 months, you can too. My final challenge to you. Today, choose to begin. Write down why you want to speak English. Say 3 sentences out loud. Yes, now. Record your voice. Day 1 of your journey. Come back tomorrow and do it again. This is your story now. Make it powerful. Make it real. Your voice matters. The world is waiting to hear it. Let's go. Strong.